Hi. Okay, this is a ZvT and Tau cross against a B+ level terran. An important thing to note about this map is that even though the rush distances are quite long, it's not unheard of that whatever the matchup you're playing against, except against Zerg, of course, he might be doing proxy stuff in the middle of the map since it's rather easy to hide and all. So, but that's not very common at all anymore. Depends, of course, at what ranks you're playing at, and if he just does a normal sort of like a 9 barracks or whatever else at his main or at his choke or something, he will still have quite long distances between all these different bases, so it's not like he would have an easy time rushing you. So against Terran it's usually quite easy to just take 12 hat expansion on this map. Against Protoss it's not really safe in general. Of course it's not like you can't do it, but you gotta be really careful if you do. So making a 12 hat against Terran on this map is quite fine. Also notice how it's important to send your OV first to the, if you start it, well, you're pretty much just gonna try and send the OV directly to the opponent's choke. So if I send that over to the on the other direction, it could be some Marines could possibly get in its way and shoot it down. So it's important to send it up first and then whatever else, so that it's not a target for Marines. And also in this map too, I prefer to send my 9th drone to scout, since it's just overall much safer, and since it's not that hard to make a cheese on this map, I try to be safe with it and so on. So I just send a 9th drone. If I send my 9th drone, I won't have that insecure feeling, even if I do 12 hats, since I can prepare for it properly. I noticed that he made a fast refinery, and that means about 12 refinery or so, and that pretty much means that he's gonna be doing a fast tech. It's either gonna be something like a barracks, a quick academy, and then he goes like 3 fire bats, 1 medic, a few marines, and then makes a fast expansion with that, forcing me to make sunken colonies and keep me in the base since the beginning of the game or something. That's the general idea anyway. Usually like in modern ZvT, however, you don't really see that anymore so much. Of course, it's not like, hey, you shouldn't think that and it's not gonna happen since it's so uncommon. It might happen, by all means, but it doesn't happen very often. Instead, they usually make a fast machine, factory, and make a few vultures somewhere, and try to run past your sunken colonies if you have them, and to your main. Well, basically the goal is to get a vulture to your main, and since Lynx can't, if you can micro your vultures properly, Lynx can't pretty much touch his vultures unless they have speed, of course. So that's why it's in general very good for the Terran if they can get a vulture in your main. But if not, if you have a sunken colony or two, he will be unlikely to even try. He will just force your links away, kill your links, and continue however else. Usually after vultures, you're gonna see either like 2 starport wraiths pretty quick, and in that case the best possible counter would be making hydras, and of course rather quickly. And here I noticed that he moved out with his vultures, so I have to pull my drones out so I'm able to stop them from running by. Over here I had a good, he wasn't able to run by a single one, and this was pretty much a proof that he made a proxy factor somewhere. I also noticed that since he's made that sort of a thing, making hydras would be the best possible decision I can do. The general idea is that if he makes wraiths, he's gonna have like 1 or 2 wraiths at your main before your spire completes, even if you make 2 hat spire. So that's why making a spire first really isn't an option. especially since he has cloak later on, so you will be behind economy wise as well. Um, and I guess simply mech or vultures, hydras are pretty much the best possible thing you can do. It's just overall the most solid thing. But of course, if he continues normal or makes something weird, drops, whatever, it's still good to have layers so you can make lurkers or a spy when you need it. So instead, if he decides to continue normal, like make marines right after those first few vultures, kind of like to make you think that he's doing something else instead of doing what he is, then you pretty much, it's important to have a, a layer coming up, if not already up, so you can make a lurker aspect pretty quick if you need it. Meanwhile, now I start to produce some hydras, so I'm able to pretty much run by him if he makes whatever mech, whatever else, and if he's careless. But besides that, I of course gotta keep making drones, since I still gotta have at least a decent economy while doing this stuff, since he's gonna be making SCVs all this time, all this while. So it's important still to have a decent economy myself. Of course, if I delay my my hydras too much with that good economy, I won't be able to do anything, and he's just able to secure his defenses, a new expansion, whatever else. So it's just better to have your first maybe 12 hydras or so quite quick with a decent economy, and then make a few more drones, as you may notice I'm doing right now. I made those hydras, and then I make a few more drones and more hydras again. Also, I will soon notice that I was already suspicious, since he had quite a few marines at his choke. So I was already suspicious that he was gonna make a marine and medic army, and here I noticed that that's exactly what he's gonna do. So I need a lurker tech as quick as possible to simply counter his build. Also, I gotta place like at least 3 second colonies, even with this amount of hydras, since there's no way my hydras alone can stop his like 2 to 3 groups of marine and medic. So my goal now is to flank his army between the sunken colonies and the hydras, and use that to kind of like run by his army completely, even though I don't have lurkers yet. But they're pretty quick over here pretty soon, so I'm just preparing and making sure I get my lurkers up as fast as possible, since even as with these 3 sunken colonies and this flank, it's not completely sure whether I'm able to defend against him or not. Also making a few more drones just in case, since I didn't have the proper amount of gas. Over here, my biggest mistake was that I kept my hydro army behind way too much. With that amount of marine and medic, he's pretty much able to run by without me able to do anything about it, and do whatever else. So it's really important. That was really bad of me. I should have kept my army closer. I just wanted to make sure he wasn't able to see them before he attacked, but they were just way too close. Now I'm pretty much just trying to save as many drones as possible. I gotta be very careful when I'm dealing with steamed fire bats, since it's able to do like pretty much anything with that. All my drones will die in a matter of seconds if I'm careless when fighting fire bats. Even one fire bat like that it's a huge thing if you can get to my mineral line with drones. So I decided to shoot it down, and since I'm maybe slightly behind economy-wise with this counter-attack. I mean that attack, so I'm trying to make a counter-attack with my Hydra Lurker army, and this is quite solid, since my Hydras pretty much countered his vultures. My Hydras would have countered if he made wraiths, and even if he makes Marina Medic like that, like mass Marina Medic, which tries to take me off by surprise, I will have lurkers sort of in time to face his stuff, so it's good. I have he lost quite a few marines and medics, so there's no way he would have a proper defense up yet, and no way he would have a bigger army than me, since I barely lost anything in the attack. Trying to attack as well as possible. Now hydras will be really powerful in this. They can, with that focus fire and those one of hit points, they're able to take bunkers out real well, and as well as they're quite powerful against tanks and so on. So this wasn't bad at all. There's not much more, I guess. GG.